House approves resolution condemning Palestinian rallying cry as anti-Semitic. So basically, I'm learning more and more that free speech is no longer a thing. I am learning more and more that free speech is no longer a thing in the US, man. The House on Tuesday adopted a resolution condemning a phrase as anti-Semitic. Quote, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, end quote. A Palestinian rallying cry. The chamber voted 377 to 44 and one. 377 voted yes, right? With 43 progressives and Representative Thomas Massey, the Republican from Kentucky, opposing the measure, and Representative Madeline Dean, Democrat from Pennsylvania, voting present. Wow. That many people voted to curtail your free speech. So you can't even say that without it being automatically deemed anti-Semitic. The resolution, which spans 5 pages, comes months after Representative Rashida Tlaib, Democrat from Michigan, was censured by the House in November for posting a video on the social media platform X that included a clip of protesters chanting the same phrase and said President Biden, quote, supported the unaliving of the Palestinian people, end quote. Wow. Well, if you look at the support of Israel by President Biden, I mean, they're not exactly wrong. Tlaib voted against the resolution Tuesday and in a post on X in November after her video drew controversy. Tlaib called the phrase, quote, an aspirational call for freedom, end quote, and, quote, not unaliving, end quote. Okay, well, I feel like free speech should rule the day here. You know, you got 377 representatives who voted for this. I mean, what does free speech even mean anymore? What does that even mean anymore? If you got politicians deeming certain speech to be bad or dirty, right? I mean, granted, it doesn't prevent you from saying it out in public, but to shame it like this, right? I don't see why politicians have any say-so in speech whatsoever. I don't understand that. Why do politicians have any say-so in speech whatsoever? That is what I want to understand, man. Why do you have any say-so in speech, in my speech, in what I say, in what I think, in what I declare whatsoever? If you're telling me that you got to protect people who are Klansmen as they march and you protect their free speech, why would you tell me what I can say or what I can think? Quote, from the river to the sea is an aspirational call for freedom, human rights, and peaceful coexistence, not unaliving, destruction, or hate. My work and advocacy is always centered in justice and dignity for all people, no matter the faith or ethnicity, end quote, she wrote. So basically, long story short, man, you don't have free speech anymore. I mean, I just want to understand this, right? Do you not understand what this leads to? I mean, I understand that if someone was born in the year 2000, you're 24 years old right now, but I was born in the 1900s, 1986. And I remember when Tipper Gore, you know, and you had Hillary Clinton, right? You had Laura Bush, and they were all going against hip hop songs. They were going against Eminem. They were going against Dr. Dre. They were going against, I mean Snoop Dogg. You named it, right? And they were naming certain lyrics, and they were naming certain words, certain phrases, and they were calling it all bad. And they were targeting NWA, especially Ice Cube, you know. And even in the modern day, I mean, they targeted people like David Banner, you know. And the whole thing was, you know, your words are horrible. Your words are not. Your words don't fit my sensibilities. And the retort was the First Amendment was intended for that. Because if you're ever going to reach any semblance of the truth, you have to be able to speak freely. Because let me remind you, the government would have never allowed you to see what WikiLeaks showed us or what Edward Snowden showed us. Your government would have never allowed that. And that's the point. That's why we have to protect free speech, even if it's speech you don't agree with. And in this case, I happen to agree with it. I don't think it's anti-Semitic. I think it is a call of an oppressed people. That's it, man. And if you feel differently, that's fine. But don't have politicians deeming speech to be dangerous or to be biased or to be bad, because that's not your place. If you are not supposed to have a say so in my speech, then keep your mouth shut when it comes to my speech. That's my message to U.S. politicians.